Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the mid-year point of 2025, and it feels like the year just started yesterday, but a lot has happened. I feel like I say this every year, but it's been a good year. There's been so much good stuff going on, lots of great shows, lots of great music, really just a lot of stuff to look forward to. I know my year has been packed. Hopefully yours has been as well. I mean, January was pretty slow, although I did see Emery play an anniversary tour for the Weekend, and Escape the Fate was their direct support, so that was awesome. The Emos Not Dead cruise for this year was insane. Getting to see bands like Seosin, Chiodos, Emery, Under Oath, doing a secret set, The Used, Emery again, playing The Question in full, and State Champs for 3 straight days. That couldn't have been topped. It was awesome. It was basically like Warped Tour at Sea all over again, only this time I feel like I went into it with a better sense of what to expect. And yeah, despite the lack of Wi-Fi and cell service, it was just the best time. Uh, February, I saw the Deftones pack out the Moda Center in Portland and got to see Fleshwater open up, and they're actually doing a headlining tour of their own this fall, so definitely be sure and catch that. March was absolutely packed. I felt like I was doing something every other day. Comeback Kid did a run through of Wake the Dead, which was insanely off the rails, especially since they played at like nearly 11 o'clock at night. Getting to see Koyo be direct support right before them made it even sweeter. That band is going to be the craziest thing this year and into next. They're announcing a tour, I know, later on for the fall. That's going to be great. Look out for that. In Berlin with Maddie Mullins did a run through of Never Take Friendship Personal, and he fit in really well. I was really, really impressed, and I am looking forward to seeing what this version of Anberlin looks like in the future with him. I definitely want to see a lot more of Memphis May Fire, but I also want to see what he can do with Anberlin as well. Copeland got to play right before them, and they did a run through of In Motion, which was really awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing Copeland a lot more, especially on the next run through of Emo's Not Dead cruise for next year. They're playing, as well as a lot of others like August Burns Red, Devil Wears Prada, Under Oath. Yeah, just looking forward to that a lot. I drove up to see Killswitch Engage with Fit for a King, Kublai Khan, and Frozen Soul, which, for my point of view, is going to hold the title for most anabolic tour of the year so far. Just a tour right from the start where you can just lift weights the whole time and not feel out of place. Definitely worth a drive. I think I drove about 4.5 hours up and then 4.5 hours back. Definitely worth it. Make Them Suffer came through and headlined with Like Moth to Flames and Wind Waker. That was great. Like Moth to Flames is going to be headlining this fall. Look for that to be announced soon. Wind Waker continues to get more and more popular here in the States. This is their second time through, and I'm already looking for a longer set from them. It was fantastic. Papa Roach played a Coliseum with Rise Against and Under Oath, and they really got to go big with production, which was really, really fun to see. It's really cool to see Papa Roach really kind of continue to evolve and just be the biggest they've been. And yeah, this new album they have coming out is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Movements sold out their biggest show to date in Portland, which was really, really fun to see. They continue to get bigger and bigger each time they come through. It's surreal seeing them play, to 1,500 people when, at one point they were playing to just a couple hundred people. So yeah, shout out to them. They're going to be writing some new material, if I'm not mistaken, and take a bit of a break and then come back with full strength next year. April was pretty quiet, although I did get to see Memphis May Fire headline in celebration of their new album Shapeshifter, which was sold out months ahead of time, especially when you consider the fact that just across the state you had Devil Wears Prada headlining the what was it called, the spring break or summer break tour. So two heavy hitting tours at the same time in the state, and yet both were sold out ahead of time. That's a really good sign for the scene. And yeah, it was really, really awesome to see Memphis May Fire play some new stuff. May was also pretty quiet, but I got to see Mayday Parade and Grayscale come through to a very packed out Crystal Ballroom. Grayscale made a ton of new fans on this tour, who I'm sure are going to catch them just a couple months down the road with Our Last Night. Grayscale continues to be super duper busy, and yeah, they're independent now, and I am excited to see kind of where they go from here. They can only continue to go up. June. Yeah, we're already at June now, and I was able to fly out to go see the Warped Tour's return in Washington, D.C., which was just a real who's who lineup of bands that I love back to back to back to back. I honestly couldn't have asked for a better schedule. Drain, Fever 333 and Let Live, Seosin, Miss May I, Rain City Drive, The Wonder Years, Comeback Kid, Shodos, Senses Fail, August Burns Red, The Word Alive, We Came as Romans, Memphis May Fire, Cartel. It was the best kind of exhausting. It was hot as hell the first day, and yeah, then it rained a whole bunch the second day. So yeah, kind of a back and forth with how things went. But yeah, I would do it all over the weekend, even if the cell phone signal was not the greatest. Album wise, there's been a lot going on. Even when you go back to look at it, there has been much more than maybe previously thought. You know, August Burns Red re-released Thrill Seeker, and I wasn't sure if it was able to sound even better than before, but they dialed it in. It sounds fantastic. Killswitch Engage dropped This Consequence. A Day to Remember dropped Big Ol' Album Volume 1. Grayscale dropped their album The Heart. Architects with The Sky, the Earth, and All Between. Spiritbox dropped Tsunami Sea. If you aren't believing in Spiritbox now, I don't know if you ever will, because this album, I mean, I feel like it shuts any doubters up and brings them on board. That is a fantastic record. Memphis May Fire dropped Shapeshifter. Underoath dropped The Place After This One. Bleed From Within dropped Zenith. Super Heaven came back finally with their self-titled album. Gridiron dropped Poetry from Pain. Landmarks dropped The Darkest Place I've Ever Been. And they're going to be headlining a fall tour, which is going to be awesome. Sleep Token dropped their long anticipated album, Even in Arcadia. That is doing just insane numbers. That tour sold out in what, like 5 minutes? Super duper excited to go see that tour when it comes through. Yeah, hopefully everyone gets to check that out if they want to. Bury Tomorrow dropped Will You Haunt Me with That Same Patience, one of the best metalcore albums of the year. The Callous Doubt Boys dropped I Don't Want to See You in Heaven. That is an album that has been talked about wildly online. A lot of people love that one. Silverstein dropped the first of 2 albums this year with Antibloom. Sleep Theory dropped Afterglow. And yeah, we have other albums, including the one from Turnstile and Wolves at the Gates. And there are a couple other albums that I was super duper late to check out. Anxious dropped a new album. And so did Mayday Parade. And then, yeah, we got some other highlights, which kind of foreshadow the rest of the year. We got new singles from We Came as Romans, Fit for a King, Bill Murray, Papa Roach, Bless the Fall, Drain, Justice for the Damned, and a lot more. I really think it's going to be a crazy second half of this year. There is already a lot of great fall tours that have been announced, and there's some that are going to be announced. So definitely get your money saved, get your credit cards figured out, and yeah, let's get ready to send out this year in the best way. I mean, we got Warped Tour in Long Beach and Orlando. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff going on. So, yeah, so I figured I would come in here and kind of give a quick review of the year so far. Hopefully you've enjoyed a lot of good music. I know I have. Hopefully you got to some shows. Hopefully you found a new band that you enjoy. I will be back next week with another fun chat with someone. Peace.